Okay, I'm here with Lewis Bingham, Aaron Goodwin and Louis Nangle. They're ace boxers here at City College Brighton Hove, and they've completed their second cycle, their second mesocycle for the year. And we're just looking at their reflections on this cycle, and in particular how their reflections improved from cycle one and their evidence that they provide. Okay, so first I'd like to talk about your tech and tack. So Aaron, I'm going to start with you. Can you tell me about your tech and tack and what you did?
My tech was pronation, so I was working on turning my hand over at the right time because I felt like I was turning it over too early, so my elbows were popping out. So to work on that, I was going on the bags, like slowly throwing the punch so I can make sure I'm turning it over correctly. Also doing that shadow boxing. Then my tactical was countering. Same thing I was doing when I was doing shadow boxing. I was making sure I'm like rolling, slipping, and then throwing a combination afterwards. And also I was using the cones, so I'm putting them on the floor. And I'll move to the cone, throw a combination, move, then go to the different cone, throw a combination, and yeah.
Okay, and how do you think the actual whole cycle went for you technically and tactically?
I think I've improved quite a lot. I think I've seen an improvement on both tech and tack.
Okay, and anything in retrospect that you would have done differently?
I'd say probably trying to introduce more things, so like pad work and stuff like that, and yeah, working on with your peers and the coaches.
Okay, right. And Louis, so technically and tactically, what have you worked on?
My technical was to work on my footwork and working on rotating after I throw punches and getting my feet in and out of range. So when I'd be shadow boxing, I'd include it into my shadow boxing, rotating and potentiating phases of attack, so stepping in and out. And my tactical was my switch of attack, so incorporating head and body, and then moving, and then hooks to the head, and so on.
And how have you been practicing that?
In sparring and in shadow boxing, on the bag, anywhere I can, and any time I'm using my hands, I'd incorporate it and try and improve, working on levels and changing my switch of attack, and especially working to the body and then to the head.
Okay, and in retrospect, anything that you would have done differently to make this a more successful cycle?
Maybe when I'm doing my shadow boxing, maybe I could have put cones on the floor and allocated certain exercises to do using the cones.
Okay, such as what?
Maybe colour coded, so I could lay some out, so I could, when I'm shadow boxing, if I step on a red cone, I could throw a body shot, and then if I step on a green cone, throw a head shot and then a body shot.
Okay, okay, that's an interesting thought. Okay, moving across to you, Lewis. So, what did you do for your tech and tack?
Yeah, my technical was jabbing, and my tactical was holding centre. And I feel like they both kind of intertwined, because for me they were both about dominating my opponents in the ring, dominating just dominating the ring in itself. And for the both of them, I made extra sessions on a Monday to come in, and for you to help me just get my jab right, because as a toolboxer I need to be able to just to throw it out and try and keep my opponents off and keep my range, keep my distance. And for holding the centre, I just needed to dominate my opponent, try and get my dominant shots off, try and score more points than them.
Okay, and in retrospect, anything that you would have done differently during your cycle?
I feel like maybe I could have done more by myself to work on holding centre. I feel like I worked on jabbing a lot to try and get it just right, but I feel like I could have done more to work on my holding the centre.
Okay. Stay with you, Lewis. So, talking about your physical now. So, what was your physical goal?
My physical goal was flexibility. And as shown on my, it's because I had really, really bad flexibility when we started in
Okay, positive.
in number one, because I'm quite tall and I've always been quite tight. But as the cycles have gone on, I've been stretching a lot more frequently in my own time to try and improve my flexibility, and it's had a gradual increase from not being able to do it at all to 8 centimetres.
Okay, so so 8 centimetres increase over the cycle. Okay, well, since the end of cycle one, in fact. Okay, thank you. Anything different that you would have done to help you achieve a greater success in your flexibility?
I feel like I could have had a much greater success if I'd have made sure I did my PNF twice a week rather than just doing normal stretching. I feel like PNF is it's a lot more vigorous. I could have improved my flexibility that way.
Okay, so is there anything stopping you doing that in cycle 3?
No.
Okay, there we go. I think that answers that question, isn't it? Okay, moving across to you, Aaron. So, what was your physical pack?
My physical pack was stamina, as I felt I felt I was getting tired too easily during the sessions. So to work on that during the sparring sessions, I would go on the CV machines. Like as you can see here, I've done 6.6 miles on the bike machine. I've lost over 300 calories and I've done total 40 minutes. And then that's improving. That over every week, that's improving.
Okay.
And then outside foliage, I've got.
How do we know that's been improving? Where's the evidence to show that that's been improving? It's just a one-off.
I can feel like I can go longer.
Okay, so we need a bit more than
Yeah.
that. So show me some more evidence then.
More evidence here. You can see I've done a 7-kilometer run, and it's taken me an hour. And I've got more here. It's 4.9, 6.4 miles. And I've been doing these, and during them I've been doing sprints, hill sprints, stair sprints, mixing it up. So I'm working on my speed and stamina at the same time.
Okay. And in retrospect, anything you would have done differently?
Maybe just going on a few more long distance runs instead of mixing up with the sprints. Maybe just doing a long distance runs, just keep it to that.
Okay, all depends on your time of year or where you are in your cycle as well. Okay, Louis, so what did you do for your physical?
For my physical, I worked on my flexibility the same as Lewis, because sometimes when I'd throw shots, especially the right cross, I'd feel tense and it kind of stopped me from fully extending. So I worked on my flexibility. I did improve a little bit when I'd done the sitting.
Okay, before you show results, how did you do it? How did you work on your flexibility?
Just by stretching properly and for long enough after a training session when I'm still warm. Just doing it slowly. When I first started, I'd kind of rush through it, but I kind of worked on doing it longer, and it has improved.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what evidence have you got, or results have you got?
Unfortunately, I actually missed the the physical testing, but I've just done the sit and reach test now, and it's improved by 1 centimetre, so that's a little improvement. I've just wrote that down there.
Okay, where's your physical testing sheet?
I think it must just be at my house.
Right, physical testing sheet. Lewis, you got the physical testing sheets?
I've got mine, and the other ones are there.
Okay, I just want to see some kind of improvements since we've done it twice now over cycle 2.
Aaron's.
So this is information, proof we need to have ready for this. Because at the moment, we don't have proof that you've improved, and it's just hearsay. It doesn't. You can't prove that you haven't done it.
No, you don't.
Right, you need to find that, or
Okay.
you failed the physical module. You need to find your stuff. Right. Moving on to mental. I'm going to go back to Lewis. So what was your mental, Pat?
My mental was discipline, because I felt like a lot of my weight loss programs could have been disrupted just by bad habits, like just maybe sometimes just eating too much of the wrong thing rather than trying to stick to things. So I was in the lead up to I did a 6-week plan to lose half a kilo a week, and from the results it seems I lost a lot of weight, and since then I've continued to lose weight.
Enjoy.
And from there I've continued to lose weight. On there I'm at about 82 kilos.
So
But
it shows the starting position.
starting position I started at 85 kilos.
Yep.
And as the weeks progressed, at each point I did decrease in weight. So I've gone from 85 on this to 82.5, but since then I've lost even more, and I'm down to 80.5 kilos.
Okay, great. And we wanted you as a light heavyweight, not as an old cruiser or a present heavyweight. So well done on there. Anything that you think you could have done differently?
Yeah, I feel like my I feel like I could have mixed. Yeah, my eating could have been different, because it was quite boring for me, because I kind of ate the same thing all the time to try and stay healthy, rather than mixing up and eating other things that could give me just the same amount of nutrients, or different flavors. So
Okay. Move across to you, Louis. So what was your mental one?
My mental goal is to stay motivated and not kind of relapse and kind of, you know, get uninterested and skive off training and things like that. Just to stay focused and not have too many days off.
Okay, so what did you do?
And I just tried to train as much as possible, try not to miss any sessions at ACE, you know, and try and get as much training in my free time as possible.
Okay, so what evidence have you got that you've been doing that?
As far as evidence goes, I just wrote in my mental analysis that I set myself a goal saying that when I'm not at ACE, I just need to train as much as possible and not have too many days off. And
okay, so but what evidence have you got that you've achieved that?
I don't think I have any written evidence.
Okay, so we'll talk about that afterwards. Right, Aaron, so tell me about your mental.
My mental goal was confidence.
Mhm.
I chose it for cycle 1 as well, but I felt like I improved, but I felt like I'm improving more on it. So I chose it again, and to work on that, I've been, after the CV sessions, writing down what I've been doing, and then how I think the sessions went and what I need to improve on.
Okay, take me through one.
So here it says, working on different shots, making sure I'm fully extending and working on my pronation, and also turning over at the correct time. And then also during when we had a Willingdon school come for the training session, I felt, because you only gave us 5 minutes to know, and obviously I didn't really feel confident. But after I'd done it, I felt like I've done well, and I feel like I could do more, stuff like that. So introducing more things where you don't really know what's going to happen, and then you get put on the spot and you have to do it. I feel like it boosts my confidence a lot.
So perhaps that could be something that you need to think about. Things that maybe you don't want to do at your club, or people you don't want to spar against at your club, or something like that, just to help you develop it. It's in your hands there. Okay, right. So that's into cycle 2, guys. So Aaron and Lewis, you've passed. Louis, I need to set you some other stuff, some extra work before you're competent, because at the moment you're not yet competent. So Aaron competent and Lewis competent. Better from the cycle 1. Next cycle 3, it should be all singing, all dancing, looking fantastic with evidence that you've been using throughout the whole cycle. Okay, well done, guys.